وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد بقدر ما هو كائن وما سيكون وكان. I'm really honored, brother rector of this blessed university, to be here in Ahmad Dahlan University. My dear colleagues, the deans, the president, the students, my sons and daughters, my grandsons and daughters, because I'm very old, I really am happy to be here, and I'm honored to be here. And I feel that what you are doing is the proper service to Islam. You are actually molding now, you are molding the history of this country and of the Islamic world. The spark that Sayyid Dahlan made a few years ago is becoming like a big source of light, of fire. And I have heard about the good work that Muhammadiyya colleges and universities and schools are doing from the rector of UIA when she visited here. But I did not imagine it is as much as that. I'm really hoping that Allah will accept your jihad, will accept your work. May Allah bless you all.
Prof. Malik Badri sangat terkesan dengan program ini Muhammadiyah, dan beliau mengatakan bahwa kita sebagai generasi penerus Muslim harus melanjutkan visi dan misi dari nilai-nilai Islam, terutama dalam psikologi. Ya, mungkin itu yang memang perlu kita pikirkan ke depan dengan mengembangkan psikologi yang lebih Islami.
This is a very broad subject to talk about Islamization of psychology in a lecture. This is not possible really, so I am going to stress major issues. And I really feel that by stressing the major issues, then the details will come in future, inshallah. When we talk about Islamization of psychology, why do we Islamize? This is a very important question to answer. Why do we Islamize? We Islamize because of that Western psychology and the social sciences are actually based on our philosophical worldview. They are based on a worldview about what man is, what is his job in this world, whether there is life after this life or not, whether this universe is going to continue forever, or is it going to be finished? And when it is finished, what will happen? Is there a God who runs this universe from the biggest galaxy to the tiniest electron, or there is no God? What is the nature of man? Has he simply evolved from monkeys and apes? Or does he is selected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he has a soul? All of these big questions will have to have answers. And when you give answers to such questions, you are making a worldview. The Western world is actually living today with a worldview which is only a reaction, a severe reaction to historical atrocities being done in the past.
Jadi tema utama atau isu utama yang akan disampaikan oleh Prof. Badri adalah Islamisasi psikologi. Nah, kemudian pertanyaannya, mengapa kita perlu melakukan Islamisasi psikologi? Karena menurut Prof. Malik Badri, ilmu psikologi itu tumbuh dan berkembang berdasarkan worldview-nya dari Western, jadi dari Barat, ya. Sehingga banyak hal-hal yang sebenarnya tidak sesuai dengan nilai-nilai Islam. Sehingga dasar utama dari pengembangan psikologi yang lebih Islami itu adalah membentuk worldview-nya, paradigmanya. Ya, tadi disebutkan beberapa, misalnya apa tujuan hidup kita di dunia ini. Ya, misalnya kalau menurut Islam kita tujuannya adalah beribadah, ya. Terus visi kita apa? Terus sebenarnya manusia itu siapa? Apakah manusia itu kalau menurut teori Darwin berasal dari monyet misalnya gitu? Itu apakah benar atau tidak? Kira-kira seperti itu. Jadi Islamisasi dimulai dari perubahan worldview-nya, gitu.
So there is no society, neither in the past nor at present or the future, can live without a worldview, can live without answering the big questions. What is this universe? Is it going to continue or not? Is there a God or no God? What is the nature of man? What is really man is? This is the pillar, this is the crux of the worldview, the nature of man. And accordingly, if you want to know about the worldview of any society, you will have to be sure about how do they see man, his existence in this world and his future existence.
Jadi worldview ini menjadi penting karena dia merupakan pilar, ya, pilar fondasi dari ilmu. Jadi kalau kita ingin tahu misalnya budaya Barat itu seperti apa, kita bisa melihat paradigma mereka, melihat atau menilai tentang the nature of man, jadi sifat dasar manusia. Mereka seperti itu. Jadi misalnya apakah pertanyaan mendasar, apakah ada Tuhan itu ada atau tidak? Kira-kira seperti itu.
The Western worldview today is actually a severe, extreme reaction to what has happened in the past. When Christianity and Catholicism were dominating the Western world, they had a terrible worldview. Man is guilty, man is born in sin. The sin that Adam committed by eating from the forbidden tree is inherited by all human beings. Every human being is born sinful. Not only this, but sex is the worst thing that a person can do. The best person is the priest who avoids any sex. Why is this extreme point of view? You remember, if you know some physics, Newton said for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is his third law of motion. This is also true in society. When one society goes to one extreme, to correct it, people will not come to a balance, they will go to the opposite extreme.
Ya, jadi salah satu reaksi dari worldview dunia barat adalah pengaruh dari kristenisasi atau agama Kristen gitu ya, yang memandang bahwa manusia itu mewarisi dosa dari nenek moyangnya, ya, dan memandang manusia lebih banyak dari sisi yang negatif. Berbeda dengan Islam, kalau Islam mengatakan bahwa manusia itu lahir dalam keadaan fitrah, tapi pandangan dari agama Kristen yang menjadi salah satu pengaruh ya, budaya mereka itu adalah bahwa manusia itu dilahirkan membawa dosa, sehingga dikenal istilah Yesus penebus dosa, kira-kira seperti itu.
Yes, the Greeks and the Norman and the Romans were extreme. Students come for a gymnasium naked, fully naked. They adore the human naked body. You can see their statues, you can see their paintings, and their behavior. They accepted homosexuality, and not only this, but some early Greek philosophers and thinkers would say a sexual relation between a man and his male friend is actually better and more important than the relation between a man and his wife. This is extreme. The Romans became more extreme. So when Christianity came, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Catholicism went to the other extreme. Man is simple, man should not do this, man should not do that. And they consider, Bertrand Russell, the famous philosopher, he says millions of women in Europe were burned alive because they were accused of being witches, of having sex with Satan, with Iblis. Scientists who came with ideas were punished. This is extreme.
Jadi beberapa pandangan filsuf dari Yunani, jadi memang tadi memandang manusia dari sisi yang ekstrim, terutama negatif tadi, kecenderungannya dia memarginalisasi peran atau keutamaan dari manusia itu. Jadi banyak hal-hal yang negatif yang mempengaruhi budaya Barat tadi.
Yes. So from this extreme came Catholicism. Then came in the history of Europe the Renaissance, the Enlightenment. They stood against religion and against Christianity, and the church was overthrown. So they went to the other extreme. What is the other extreme? The other extreme, there is no soul, there is no revealed book. Man should be the source of his own happiness. He should make his own laws. They don't believe in God, they don't believe. This is the extreme, against the extreme of Catholicism. What is the nature of man today in the West? What is the nature of man in Western psychology? This is a very important question to answer, so you are able to see how secular Western psychology cannot be accepted, cannot be fully accepted by us as Muslim psychologists.
Reaksi dari budaya Barat terhadap agama Kristen tadi ya, itu menghasilkan reaksi yang ekstrim juga. Ya, misalnya mereka jadi mendiskreditkan tentang konsep Tuhan, jadi artinya Tuhan itu tidak ada, gitu ya. Kemudian juga lebih menekankan pada bahwa kehidupan ini semuanya tergantung dari manusia. Jadi filosofinya bahwa manusia itulah yang mampu menghidupi dirinya sendiri, sehingga dia menolak adanya kekuatan supernatural di luar diri manusia. Itu reaksi ekstrim dari pengaruh agama Kristen pada masa itu. Nah, yang ekstrim yang ini itulah yang berkembang di dunia Barat, terutama mempengaruhi ilmu psikologi. Gitu.
Yes. So here, as we said, the nature of man is the pillar of the worldview. What is the worldview that we study in American and European textbooks of psychology? First, man, they are based on Darwinism. The theory of evolution is only a biological theory. It's not important, and there is no real evidence for it up till now. But its importance is the social as way of looking, the worldview. Darwin was accepted by the West very strongly. Why? Because he came at a time in which they were against Catholicism, against Christianity. Christianity says man has a soul, a breath of a spirit from Allah, just as we believe. There is no soul, they would say. If there is no soul, then what is man? Then man has only evolved from monkeys and from apes. That is why they are very enthusiastic to Darwinism, because it supports their worldview.
Sebagai reaksi dari penolakan terhadap pandangan Kristen, ya, ilmu agama Kristen dan Katolik, jadi psikologi Amerika dan Eropa yang kita pelajari itu dipengaruhi oleh konsepnya Darwin, ya, teori Darwin, bahwa manusia itu sebenarnya merupakan keturunan dari monyet, ya, dan manusia itu tidak punya jiwa, ya, tidak punya soul. Nah, mereka menolak konsep bahwa manusia itu punya ruh, ya. Nah, itu seperti itu. Jadi murni manusia itu dipandang sebagai makhluk biologi.
Yes. So man, psychology came to the help of this new worldview, secular worldview, ungodly worldview, soulless man, soulless psychology trying to help soulless people. So how did they think about what man is? First came Freud, and he said that man is only an animal, and this animal is driven mainly by sexual impulses. Sex is the main driving force of man. If Christianity says sex is bad, if Catholicism says a homosexual should be executed, should be killed, then Freud comes and says, no, sex is what drives you. Sex is good. It is the child from the time he's born as a baby, the way he sucks his mother's breast, this is sexual. When he grows up a little bit, he loves his mother sexually and hates his father. This is what he called the Oedipal complex. He tried to make the nature of man as ugly, driven by sex and also by aggression, by anger and aggression. So what kind of nature of man is this? It is an extreme form of nature of man, and the whole theory and the whole practice of psychoanalysis is based on this.
Salah satu teori yang kemudian menjadi pengaruh yang besar adalah setelah teorinya Darwin adalah teorinya Freud. Ya. Kita kan belajar ya, dalam psikologi kita belajar tentang teori Freud, psikoanalisa, yang mengatakan bahwa sesungguhnya manusia itu ya, sama dengan hewan, ya. Dan dorongan utamanya adalah seksual drive, libido. Ya. Kalau ajaran Kristen Katolik menentang seksualitas, gitu ya. Tapi Freud mengatakan bahwa dorongan seks itu adalah sesuatu yang alami, sehingga kalau misalnya ada individu yang menyukai sesama jenis itu tidak masalah, itu oke, ya. Itu menurut teorinya Freud. Nah, ini yang kemudian bertentangan dengan nilai-nilai Islam, sehingga perlunya proses Islamisasi terhadap ilmu psikologi.
Yeah. Then came behaviorism. They said psychoanalysis is wrong, but not wrong because they say man has no soul and man is an animal. No, because of this psychodynamic, I don't want to go into the details of this, but because of the way Freud looked at man. So how do you behaviorists look at man? They say man has no nature at all. Freud says man is by nature selfish, by nature aggressive, by nature driven by sex. Then came behaviorism and said man is only an animal, Again, making use of Darwinism. But he has no nature at all. Don't talk to me about nature of man. This is philosophy, not science. They say man his nature is determined by the environment he lives in, the culture he is in. The culture molds the nature of man. So man is like a dry leaf that the winds of the environment can carry him east or west or north or south to make him good or make him bad. So this is the second nature of man given in modern psychology.
Setelah lahirnya psikoanalisa, kemudian muncul behaviorisme dari J.B. Watson yang menolak konsep-konsep psikoanalisa, ya. Dan behavioris tidak mengakui adanya dorongan bawah sadar, ya, dan lain sebagainya itu, dan tidak mengakui adanya sifat dasar dari manusia yang dianggap behaviorisme itu sebagai tatarannya ilmu filsafat, sehingga behaviorisme kemudian lebih menekankan pada perilaku, behavior, bahwa manusia itu sesungguhnya dipengaruhi oleh lingkungannya. Nah, gitu ya. Salah satu konsep atau tantangan yang pernah dikemukakan oleh Watson adalah berikan saya seorang anak, maka saya akan bisa mendidik dia menjadi dokter, penjahat, pencuri atau koruptor, gitu katanya ya. Artinya behaviorisme tidak mengakui bahwa manusia itu punya ruh, gitu. Ya.
Then came the third. We talk about humanistic psychology of Rogers. He came and said both behaviorism and psychoanalysis are wrong. Man has a good nature, but this good nature does not mean good in our own sense, the Islamic sense. No, it means that man is to be accepted. Whatever he wants to do should be accepted. And this is the area of non-directive counseling. He came up with this idea of person-centered counseling, in which you allow man to discover his own potentialities and to actualize himself. No morality, no religion. Don't talk about morals, don't talk about religion. Let man decide. They call it, people call this third approach, the worshipping of man as a god. This humanistic approach is worshipping man as a god. You do whatever you want. If you want to be homosexual, excellent. Want to be an artist, fine. Want to be a musician, excellent. Actualize yourself like this. But actually, it is not completely unaffected by Western civilization. If you want to be an artist, to paint naked women, fine. But if you want to be an artist, you tell the therapist, I want to be an artist in forging money, making $100 bills, painting it and making exactly like the real one. He will not accept. If you tell him, I have very beautiful fingers, long fingers, I can move them nicely, I want to be a musician, pianist. Excellent. Actualize yourself as a pianist. But if he says, I can use my fingers to pick to go into the bus and take this without the owner knows, he will not allow. He will say, I feel guilty because I have homosexual urge, I want to be homosexual. Actualize yourself as a homosexual. But if he says, I have feeling of sex, having sex with children, little children, he will not accept. The Western counselor is also guided by a world view of the West.
Nah, kemudian aliran ketiga seperti kita ketahui adalah humanistik. Humanistik itu menolak konsep Freudian dan behaviorisme. Humanistik lebih melandaskan pandangannya terhadap bahwa manusia itu sebenarnya dilahirkan dalam keadaan yang baik, gitu ya. Tetapi ada hal yang bertentangan dengan nilai Islam adalah kalau dalam humanistik segala sesuatunya itu yang terkait dengan manusia, dirinya sendiri harus diaktualisasikan, sehingga kadang-kadang ini mendorong individu itu untuk menyimpang dari aja. Misalnya kalau seseorang ingin jadi seorang yang homoseksual, itu bagi humanistik itu tidak masalah. Ya, itu dianggap sebagai potensi atau yang harus diaktualisasikan. Jadi ada kontradiksi juga di sini. Artinya pada humanistik manusia itu dianggap Tuhannya itu sendiri, gitu. Jadi segala sesuatu yang ada dalam dirinya harus diaktualisasikan, betul? Ya.
Yes. So I would like you to understand this very well. The world view as a way of life